Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I hope you're all doing really well. Today I am finishing a video which I started filming over a year ago, which is crazy. So you're going to see some slight differences in like the background and maybe the way I look. So today I wanted to sit down and finish my Invisalign journey video. So I've now finished Invisalign and I can give you all my thoughts and feedback. So I'm going to skip to past me. I think this was filmed in like April of 2021, potentially. And I will explain what's been going on and a little bit about the beginning of my journey. And then we'll come back here and I'll finish up showing you the results. Hey guys! I'm going to be discussing my Invisalign journey with you. I have all of my goodies here that I was given, so I thought I would talk you through it. I do have my trays in right now, so I might sound a little bit weird. I'm still getting used to wearing my retainers and speaking without a lisp, although I don't think I'm doing a very good job because I can hear that I have one right now. Anyway, I thought I would go ahead and explain what I've been through so far, from the consultation all the way up to getting my first trays. So that I was prepared for this video, I have made a few notes in my notebook, so if you see me looking off or down, that is what I'm looking at. So I wanted to start with the consultation. So that was the very first appointment that I went to, and it was very easy. I just went in and I think I was having a normal checkup at the time, and I just asked my dentist if he could explain Invisalign a little bit more because he is a provider, and he basically had a PowerPoint presentation available and just showed me how things worked, and he just talked me through how the retainers would eventually change the shape of my teeth so that they would become straight. For a little bit of context, I have had braces before. I had train tracks when I think I was around like 14 years old, and I think I had them for about 2 years, but I didn't wear my retainers, and I kind of noticed that I had a little bit of slipping where my teeth have slightly moved out of line. Nothing too drastic, but that's the whole reason that I wanted Invisalign, was to kind of nip the problem in the bud so that they wouldn't move anymore and I would restore my straight teeth. To be honest with you, I think that me having train tracks before kind of prepared me for having Invisalign, because I've heard so many people talking about pain, and I will get onto that in a minute, but if you've had train tracks, this is literally a breeze. So at the consultation, I saw a PowerPoint presentation of like case studies and just showing what Invisalign was capable of doing, and I decided to go ahead with the process. My dentist explained to me, because I was only having minimal work done, I was having Invisalign Light, I believe it's called. From there, I decided to go ahead with the process. I knew it was something that I wanted to do, I had saved for it, and I was ready. Which brings me on to the ClinCheck. So I'm not sure of the official name, maybe it is ClinCheck, but my dentist calls it ClinCheck. Basically, you go in and you have, I can't even describe what the machine is. It's kind of like a plastic probe that my dentist put into my mouth and moved around my teeth. He made me bite together, did the front, and it created a 3D image on the screen of my teeth, which was absolutely incredible, because if you've had braces or you have retainers from before, you guys, do you remember biting down into the gum shield thing with all the goo and it just made you gag every single time? That is no more. With Invisalign, there is no more of that, and it basically just created a 3D scan of my mouth. I would say that the whole process of that took around about 5 minutes at most, and then I had an x-ray of my teeth, I think just to check if there were any cavities or anything like that, because if you have cavities or if you get a fill-in halfway through, I think that you need to get new trays made because your teeth might slightly be a different shape. I'm not entirely sure, but I had that done anyway. Worth mentioning because I wore the most ridiculous earrings. I had the screw-on earrings and I spent forever trying to get them undone. So if you are going in for a ClinCheck, just remember, don't wear earrings, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. I think I waited around about a week from then, and my dentist sent me a video on Instagram. I'm not sure how other dentists are doing this, but mine is just using social media. That way you don't have to keep going back in, especially I live about 40 minutes from my dentist, so it's really nice just having to communicate online without going in. So he sent me a video of my teeth. I'm going to try and put a little box up here so that I can show you guys this video because it's so interesting. Basically, he shows how my teeth will move over the process of the treatment and just how they're going to end up. Also, one thing that really confused me was the red bits on the teeth, and those are attachments. So basically, they're like little bobbles. We'll come on to that in a minute because I do go into that with a little bit more detail. But after I'd seen this, I decided that I was really happy with the final result, and I wanted to go ahead. After I'd seen the video, my dentist said that my treatment should be around 13 trays, which honestly I was expecting so many more, but that's around about 3.5 months worth of treatment. He did say not to fixate on that because it could be a little bit longer if we come to the end of the treatment and we're still not quite happy if they could be straighter. Then obviously we'll do a few more trays. But it should be around summertime that I finish, which is incredible. I am so happy about that. Next, I move on to the attachments. So this is the first appointment where you do get your trays, and I, as you can see from that video, had so many attachments. Loads of people on YouTube were saying you don't have to have attachments on your front teeth, you can ask for them to leave them off because they are really visible. And I started to panic. But at the end of the day, because I knew that my treatment was only going to be around about 3 months, I thought I would just go ahead and have them anyway. So I ended up having 4 attachments on my 2 front teeth, and you cannot see them at all. So if it's not something that you think is going to bother you too much, I would just say go for it. Honestly, no one's even asked me if I have Invisalign. Not that I've seen too many people because we are just coming out of lockdown, but I mean, even my parents, they couldn't tell that I'd had anything done. I think they could just tell by my lisp. Having the attachments done took about 5 minutes to pop them on. Basically, my dentist used the tray, which was how my teeth naturally were, as a template, and I think that they put gel inside the little bubbles because on your trays there are little notches where the attachments will fit into. So I think he put gel in those, put them on, and then cured it with a gel light. Like I said, this took about 5 minutes. It was no big deal, and then it was time to put the braces in. At this point, my dentist asked me to put the retainers in myself. I was kind of used to this though because I did have retainers when I had train tracks, so nothing new there. If you've had train tracks previously, this will be no new news to you. And yeah, it took seconds to pop them in, and it did come with a little chewy. So I have a box of goodies I'll show you guys in a second, but basically once you put the retainer in, you do have to bite down on this just to kind of push them into place even more. And so yeah, I've just been using my chewy religiously. I'm not sure how much of an effect it has if you don't use it, but I don't know, I just wanted to follow his guidance, so that's what he told me to do. And that was kind of the end of that appointment. I went away, and I think about, I would say 3 or 4 hours after I got my first trays, my teeth started to ache, and it was nothing unbearable. I just had a paracetamol and it was absolutely fine, but I did have trouble I can't even explain it, like relaxing. It's almost like your teeth itch, and I know that's the weirdest thing in the entire world, but it is the weirdest sensation at the same time. You just want to bite down on everything. That's the only way to describe it, but honestly the pain is very minimal. Pop a paracetamol and you will be on your way. Before I go any further, I do want to show you guys what I had in my little bag. So this is what my dentist gave me, and it just has everything that you need for Invisalign. Okay, the first thing I had, which is self-explanatory, I had my box of retainers. They look like this. Ooh, ah. These are all 13 of my trays. I got given all of mine at once, and I do have an appointment booked in, I think towards the end of May, so that will be like my halfway point. This is how they all come, and it's really fascinating because they are clear on the one side, so you can see exactly what your teeth are going to look like when they move. My change day is on a Wednesday, so every Wednesday I just grab a new set. I always keep the week before just in case something happens, like I lose the current set that I'm on, just so that I can go back and it stops my teeth moving back too far. So that was some really good advice I thought I would share. I found that on YouTube. Loads of people were saying keep your previous trays just in case, because you never know what's going to happen. So those are my 13 weeks worth of trays. And then I had a little pouch from Invisalign. So this is kind of bougie. This box is really nice quality. So in here I did have a little, I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. So I had a little retainer case, which this is so handy if you go out to eat. Oh, and would you look at that? I have my previous week's retainers in there still. I didn't even know that I'd stored them in there. Like I said, this is really handy if you go out to eat anywhere, because the last thing you want to do is put your retainers on the table or wrap them in a napkin and then throw them away, or if the server throws them away. And then the other thing which came in here were cleaning crystals. I haven't opened these because I'll share with you what I have been using. To clean my aligners, I've been using Retain Bright or Retainer Bright. I'll leave it here so that you guys can go and see. I'll link it down below as well. Also, my dentist provided a little list because he said that nearly everybody at the practice had Invisalign by this point. So they've come up with 15 of their favourite tips to look after the retainers, and I don't know, I just thought that was really cute. Basically, they just said use your chewy. Week 1 is always the worst. It does get easier. You can only drink water while you have your retainers in. You can't drink hot liquids because it can warp the plastic. Can't drink anything of colour. So water is basically the only thing. Monitor all attachments. So this is one thing I did want to talk about. From all of my research here on YouTube, I didn't come across anyone who said that they'd lost attachments. So I just assumed that I wouldn't lose any, but I have, I think, lost about 3 at this point. Definitely some at the back where I was pulling the braces out. I think I caught my nail and pulled them out. But none towards the front of my mouth. I did talk to my dentist, but he just said it's absolutely fine. The braces will still work with the attachments that you do have on. So fingers crossed he's right about that. Obviously, I do have my checkup coming in May, and you're going to see the second half of this video where I show you my results. So you will know before me if everything has gone to plan. Here's hoping. At the moment, I am on week 3, so I haven't had my aligners for that long at all. One thing that I would say, which is worth mentioning, is that getting the aligners out is a little bit of a mission, especially at first. I did have longer nails and I had to cut them and take off my gels because I just couldn't get the retainers. I just couldn't seem to grip them at the back. But now that I've got shorter nails, it makes a world of difference. I don't find them difficult to take out, but it does just take a little bit of practice. Trust me, it's just one of those things, it's a bit of a learning experience. I guess that's all I have to say at the moment, and I will check back in with you when I'm at the end of my treatment, and hopefully we will see a massive improvement. Me again! Okay, so we're all caught up. So that was the beginning of my journey. So today I have finished my treatment. It's July of 2022 at the moment, so just over a year ago. I think I finished my last retainer in like January 2022, so it's been a good like 6 months since I finished, but I thought that would be good because I could kind of reflect back and share with you anything that I learned, or if there's been any changes past when I finished. I thought I'd start with just sharing with you what happened on my journey. So I think I originally got given 13 sets. It was either 12 or 13. And then I went back after the 13 sets had moved my teeth, and my dentist just thought he could tweak them a little bit more. So he gave me another 12 sets. And then I went back after that and he thought that he could tweak them even more. So I ended up getting another 6 sets. So all in all, I had about 30 trays, and do you know what? At the time I kind of felt like, oh, this is never going to end, but I'm so glad that I waited and I trusted him because he's such a perfectionist. So that was, you know, what I had to do, and it didn't really bother me too much. It wasn't any extra cost. He just had a few more trays printed and just tightened up the smile a bit. I think that he brought like some teeth down a little bit more just to kind of line them up. I think that my teeth are all slightly off, or they were slightly off. So the center of my middle teeth don't exactly match up with the center of my bottom teeth. My teeth kind of all shifted the other way. So he really wanted to try and just correct that as much as he could. And I am so happy with the results. So I have a few notes written down. I'm just going to go and grab my notebook. In terms of looking after my retainer, I did use the Retainer Bright tablets. I clean my retainer every single day and night, but I don't soak it every day and night. I just use my clean toothbrush. He did say don't use toothpaste because it can make the plastic go a bit yellow. So I literally just use a clean toothbrush to clean off anything, and then I'll put them back in. So what I will say for aftercare, I did have to wear my retainers for 2 weeks, day and night. I thought this would be a lot longer because I've seen for a lot of people on here that they've worn them for so much longer than that, but my dentist said just wear them day and night for 2 weeks, and then after that you can just wear them in the night time, which worked perfectly because we were going on holiday in February and I couldn't have been happier. He said if you notice any slipping of the teeth, then just start wearing them day and night and then try again. But I haven't noticed much at all, I have to say. I am very vigilant. I don't think I've missed one night. The only night I missed was travelling back from Florida, and that was just because we were like on the aeroplane, and then I went to sleep when I came home, so I just put them in that night. I did get given 3 pairs of retainers, so at the end of my treatment, my final retainer, which is made of like a thicker plastic compared to the Invisalign trays, I got given 3 of those, and he's just told me that once one feels slack, move on to the next one, and then once that feels slack, move on to the next one. But they always keep a digital copy of your final teeth. As soon as I finished my 3rd and final tray, he can, well, not finish, it's more that they go slack and they kind of wear out, so he said that's no problem, they can just reprint my perfect teeth again to make a new retainer. So that is something really nice to know, that if I do ever lose them, I can just call up the dentist and they'll have my records ready to go. And then, like I said, the treatment did take roughly about a year. I did think at first, my dentist told me it would take 3 to 4 months, but it ended up being a year, and do you know what, it wasn't even that bad. Sometimes I would think if we were going away, it would be like a nuisance to have my retainers, or if we were going out for a meal, but honestly it really wasn't a big deal. And by like the 2nd week, I got so used to taking my retainers in and out discreetly that it didn't bother me, so it was absolutely fine. I still need to whiten my teeth to get like the finished look, but the teeth whitener that I got given with my kit, as amazing as it is, because my fiance has seen incredible results and he can handle the pain. Well, he said he didn't really have any pain, but I just couldn't stand it. I had the nighttime gel to put in my trays, and after about an hour my teeth were so sensitive I just had to cut it off. So when I was in America, I did pick up the Crest whitening strips, which I've always found work wonders, and they don't leave my teeth too sensitive. So don't mind my pre-whitened teeth, but these are the results. As you can see, my teeth have moved quite a bit, and I'm so glad that I went ahead and did this treatment. I cannot recommend it enough. If you are considering like straightening your teeth in any way, then Invisalign is incredible, and I had an incredible experience. It was really easy, the trays were delivered really quickly, so I never had to wait too long between sets. It was about a week's wait to get them printed, and there was just no hassle. It was brilliant. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about Invisalign, then please leave them in the comments down below. I will definitely make sure that I get to them and reply as best as I can. But yeah, all ready now for the summertime. I have my smile, I just need to whiten it, so I need to get on that. I'll probably do that tonight actually. I'm gonna write myself a little reminder. As always, thank you so much for watching my video, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys!